Theresa Caputo, how you doing?
I'm great, Maria. How are you?
I'm so wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited
Of
to talk to
course.
you.
Oh, thank you. Same to you. I appreciate you letting me know, everyone in St. Charles, that I'm coming.
Yes, and we're so excited to see you. And I really want to find out about this show, but I'm kind of interested in your journey to it. Like, how do you go from, oh my God, I'm a psychic, which when did you realize that you were a medium?
Yeah, so I didn't realize until I was almost 30. So
Okay.
I always sensed and felt things that other people didn't. Growing up, I would always say to my mom, I don't feel right. I feel different than everyone else. I don't feel like I belong here.
Hmm.
And no one ever made a big deal about the things that I would say or do growing up. So it was always like I was able to always, like kind of feel out my gift, if I might use that
Sure.
term. And then 9/11 happened.
Okay.
And after 9/11, because I was struggling with my gift, I was like, okay, this is great. God has blessed me with this gift. I'm able to connect with not only my own loved ones, because I believe we all have that ability, but everyone else's. Who's going to want to come and see a medium?
Right.
And then after when 9/11 happened, I learned that, unfortunately, people were left with all of these negative emotions.
Mm,
A lot of people wasn't able to retrieve their loved one's body. They didn't know what had happened. So
right.
how can someone heal? So I, put my gift in God's hands. I am a practicing Catholic.
Okay.
I always say, even though they don't agree with what I do, they take my money every week. But that, I put my gift in God's hands, and I said, if this is my soul's journey, then I want to use my gift for healing. I want to be able to help people find a purpose in their life, to be able to live their life with as much happiness and joy as we possibly can after the loss of a loved one. And here I am over 20 years later, delivering messages of faith, hope, and peace.
Yeah. So how do you go from, oh my God, I have this gift to let's make this a show and bring it on the road?
Well, I never, listen, I got to tell you, I never in a million years thought that I'd be where I am. I mean, you also have to realize I couldn't even leave my house. I was so
Oh,
afraid to leave my house and travel, and here I am. I live on a tour bus for months out of the
yeah.
year. Um, but yeah, so what happened was my manager, at the time she was just a client.
Mhm.
She had come, she unfortunately had lost her dad,
Oh,
and she was supposed to get married, and she didn't want to get married. She wanted to cancel her wedding, and she had come for a reading, and it changed her life.
mm,
And she said everyone should be have access to this.
ah,
Everyone deserves the gift of healing. And she asked me if I wanted to do a television show. She was involved in television, and she was a producer for TRL. I don't know if you remember
nice.
TRL back
Oh,
in the day.
yeah. Oh, that is my ish right there,
Oh
Teresa.
yeah, there you go. So she was a producer for TRL at the time, and she asked me if I wanted to do a show, and I was like, all right. I had no idea. I thought I was gonna just like film a couple of shows, and
Sure.
I'd go on with my life. And here I am, not only all over the United States and in Canada, but we also took a show to London last
Oh,
summer.
wow.
Yeah, so it's
Did the
it's
spirits have
really.
accents, Teresa?
No, it's so funny.
Really?
Like, here's the thing. Oh yeah, people that'll. How many times am I channeling someone, and the person that I'm even speaking to, they don't even speak English. They have a translator, and then
Oh,
the person that I'm channeling. But you see, this is the thing. I don't hear spirit the way we hear each other.
right.
It's more of a feeling, a knowing. They show me signs and symbols in my frame of reference to be able to relay messages or say something to someone. So
Okay.
it really is. I mean, after all these years of doing what I do, spirit always amazes me.
Yeah.
And even at in St. Charles when I come, there's going to be something that is going to happen that I'm going to sit back and be like, I've never had this before, or like, holy God, like, this is crazy. This is insane, you know.
Sure.
But that's the amazing thing, because I have spirit communicate with their personality.
Mm,
I have spirit, I want them to do unique and different things that only that person would know about. This is why people come back to the shows time and time again, because every live show is different.
mm.
And
It's
I never know what's going to happen. Like, that's the other crazy thing. I sat back one day and I said to my crew, I was like, you know what? I was like, we don't even know what's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
we're crazy. Like, people don't realize that. Like, we're legit crazy. But the only thing I know is that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give a speech. And then everything else is a crapshoot. Like, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Listen, we love the crazies over here. We are you're
Right?
in good company, my lady. But are you ever like, hey, spirits, you got to make me do all this traveling? Like, is this a physical vicinity kind of deal, or can you do some Zoom sessions with a spirit? You
I
know?
Well, that's what I do. That's why I do my podcast. So
Ah,
that's why I love my podcast, Hey Spirit. I do all my readings over Zoom. And so it's not only people all over the country, but even all over the world. We've
oh,
had people from Hong Kong, Australia on the podcast. So it really is amazing. And to still have that healing and that effect, through a Zoom is unbelievable.
yeah. Wait, so you were raised Catholic? You ever somehow meet any saint in the spirit world?
So, I see them all the time. I
Really?
feel them. Yeah, and sometimes I even look, I'll look at someone, I'm going to share you this quick story so you understand. So when
Mm.
I look at someone and I see white and golden light, that's my symbol for God.
Ah.
And I remember looking at this woman and I saw white and golden light and I heard, tell her I took her baby.
Mm.
And I said to her, I said, God wants you to know that he took your baby. And after I said, I'm saying to myself, oh my God, that's crazy. Who would say that to someone?
Mm.
And the woman looked at me and she said, and she was hysterical crying. She said, I've been carrying this for 30 years.
Mm.
She said, I was raped by a family member and
Mm.
became pregnant. She said, and my family would not allow me to have an abortion
Mm.
because of my faith. She said, and I prayed to God to take my baby.
Mm.
And she said, the next day I lost the child. And she says, I've carried this guilt for years
Mm.
and thought that God was never going to forgive me for this, for praying for that. And here it was. I mean, I'm having the chills just telling you this. Like,
Yeah.
how insane is that?
Yeah. That's
I mean, it's
wild.
you can't even make that up if you tried.
Yeah. Does that
And
feel
this,
like so I was raised Catholic, very much so in that
yeah.
church, and one of the things that weirdly I always wanted to do was I loved the priests' function and how they served the community and how they were
Yeah.
able to sort of give that sense of healing through like confession or the sacraments or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
may be.
Right.
But it was always
Mm-hmm.
so frustrating because I'm a woman and we didn't really
Right.
get to have that. So is it kind of gratifying to be able to have that faith and have your way of sort of serving it in your own like through your own path, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. And what people don't also realize, do you know how many people have either found God or
Mm.
went back to their faith after attending one of my shows or having a reading? Because people lose that faith. I can have, that countless times I've read someone where they had the strongest faith, right?
Mm.
And was so spiritual. And
Yeah.
then they lose a loved one, and all of that goes right out the window.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's to hand someone back their faith. And I say to people, faith could be whatever it is for that person. Maybe it is a religion, or
Sure.
maybe just faith in themselves, or faith in knowing that they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
To hand someone that is, it's it's the most incredible feeling.
Mm.
And I could not imagine. I mean, listen, I say it all the time. I make what I do look easy. It's the hardest thing that I have to do.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade what I do for anything. And I thank everyone for trusting me with
Yeah.
the souls of their loved ones that have died, because it is not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy receiving the messages either.
Sure. It's heavy stuff you have to deal with.
It's very heavy.
What do you think about you in particular allows you to have that gift? Like how are you able to channel something that other people aren't? Or are you like, I just don't question it, I just accept it?
Absolutely. I don't question it.
Fair.
I know that this is my soul's journey. And because I put my gift in God's hands and I said,
Mm.
look, if this is it, then you open the doors. I will walk through them with my gift, but
Yeah.
only for healing purposes. And here I am.
And here you
Here I
are.
am over after all these decades later,
Yeah.
and people still needing it.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, we all struggle with that. We all struggle with things in life, right?
Sure.
Not only just through death. And that is the other thing, that just spirit is just always there, encouraging us to live our best life, and they give us the peace and the hope and the faith. And we all need hope, because with hope we can accomplish anything. As long as you have that little mustard seed,
Yep.
you have something to build on with that.
Yep. We're going to grow that tree in St. Charles, Indiana, aren't we, Theresa?
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much for hanging out today.
Oh, thanks so much. I hope you're going to come and check out the show. I'd love to have you as a guest so you
Oh,
can see what it's all about.
girl, you know I'm going to.
Of course. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Theresa. Have a good one, lady.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.